Hello, it's Gene. I just want to talk about something really quick. Well, normally when I talk, I don't really do it quick because I can't talk very well sometimes. Most people know that I did a video about Owen Benjamin a while back, and it was one of my most viewed ones. A lot of dislikes on it because there are a lot of ES fans, so they're going to have issues with me, and a lot of them had issues with that I believe that we went to the moon. Okay, so I got a lot of those people on my in my YouTube comments basically saying that we didn't go to the moon. So anyway, he did a different thing the other day that I want to respond to. He had a long diatribe about David Chappelle, black comedian who said certain things, and I'm not going to go through his entire thing. I'm going to go just one area that has more meaning for me when I talk about this channel, and it's only about 20 seconds, and I'll go through it, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about what he did there, and my thoughts on it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys.
I'm not into race shit, man. I think it makes people sound gay and dumb. Like, I'm into individualism. That's why I'm criticizing this motherfucker. It's not because I think white people are awesome. I have no white pride and no white shame. And I have white people telling me that I'm a bitch. They're like, oh no, you should have white pride. Like, look at all the things we've invented and our IQs and suck and fucking fuck. It's like, dude, where does that ever go that's good? Where does taking pride in something you didn't earn, that's a bitch ass nigga move, right? Country Bear, Dave should make something for himself and see how awesome it is.
I hope you saw that, but hopefully you heard it. If you didn't see it, if it was messed up, I don't have the editing software to do anything about it. So basically, part of me says this is his Jew that's in him. He's one quarter Jewish, and his dismissal of his side that is very important is self-evident there. He has the same issues where he believes in the individualism above everything else and not the collective. And I just want to ask him a very simple question. And I just want to say this as well. That attitude is almost arrogant, almost elitist, almost leftist in a way, because it's basically saying that white people, we don't really need to have pride because we're better than everybody else anyway. So black people, you can have your black pride, you can have Black Lives Matter, you can have all that, and you can say the term black pride and nobody gives a shit about it. Hispanics can do the same thing. You can have your parades about their culture and all that stuff. And you can say Hispanic pride, and you can have a month for that. You can have it in school. They talk about Hispanic pride, and then gay people can have their Pride Month, and they can be proud about that. And he talks about it's not good when, where does it go to? And when people have pride about who they are. Now he says unearned, and I want to talk about that as well. And so I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about there? Is he talking about the Holocaust? Is that the Jewish side of him that's coming out? Has there ever been a study or report that said that Hitler wanted to separate from the rest of Europe because Germany was a white country and he didn't want anybody in his country that wasn't white? Is that anywhere in Mein Kampf that said that? He was a fighter for his people, the Volk as they call it. Regardless what he said, what Hitler did, and interning millions of people and people dying in the camps and all that stuff, you can certainly have a question about that. But what is he trying to say? What is Mr. Benjamin saying here, that homogenous societies, it goes bad when your culture is basically the same, that people look like you, that it goes to the wrong area? I don't understand what he's thinking there. But I think what he did, he caveated it with this idea that you don't have any earn for it, that people that are alive right now didn't earn that pride, let's say. And I just want to try to explain to him why there isn't a movement called like the alt-right. Did I earn the fact? I mean, I had no decision that I was born European, let's say, as far as my ethnic background. But I was given responsibility to keep that heritage, that culture to go forward. Now, it wasn't something that was in my face every day. My father didn't say you have to do this for the white man, but it was implied. In the old days, it was implied. You were taught that you had to do this. You had to listen to the stories of your elders, and that had to go down. The women were good at the verbal side of that, and men had to defend that. So when he says we didn't earn it, of course we earned it. My father earned it. His father earned it. More recently, I guess, female people did stuff as well. I mean, when you think about what people did to get through the West, going through where no white man had been before, we wouldn't be there without them doing it, and we're a product of their earning that. And when somebody older than me says to me that I can't believe that my country has changed so much, there's nothing here that's racist. It's saying that the culture that we brought over here has changed so much, and we need to defend it. We need to preserve it. So when somebody like that believes that, and I don't know actually believes that, but I think that he has this thing in the back of his mind because he thinks that he's so woke on everything that he's no longer being controlled by the leftist narrative. But he's saying basically the same thing, that as a white person, you really shouldn't say white pride. You really shouldn't be celebrating Western culture because we're already above you. So the rest of you below you, you go ahead and do it, and we won't. But he talks about in this diatribe about that he doesn't have white privilege, that it is racist when a black people, like in Chicago when they got that disabled white kid, they called certain things, said he was hot fuck white, and these people didn't get charged with hate crime, and I guess he's against that. He's all over the map on this diatribe, and I think most of what he had to say is correct. I will say that, but it's the same issue that we have, that everything is based on the individualism, the individual in the West, well, especially in America, and that we lose out on the fact that we are part of the collective, and there's nothing wrong if you're white to say, I'm proud to be white. I'm proud that my parents got married, or my great-great-grandfather come across from Germany to come to the United States and gave all this information to us, and then said, don't forget about your German ancestry. And this is something that we've lost in the white community. So on this channel, when I talk about we've lost our collective soul of the white people, whether you're Europeans, that we've lost this, then we have somebody like him who has a big following right now, and most of what he says is probably 100% true. In a good world, a perfect world, we wouldn't really have to have White Pride Month or Black Pride Month, that everybody would just be valued on individually what they do, their character, and all that stuff. That's just not what's happening, because we are being told systemically that white men are the oppressors and everybody else are victims. So when somebody starts saying, you know what, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to defend Western civilization and my people. And if somebody takes down statues of a Confederate soldier, I'm going to say that's wrong. When they don't when I don't call out racism, what side it comes from, when people continually say that I have the power, and he talks about it in that video, and I'll link it below. He talks about power. It's not really based on your skin's color, except when we talk about it, then we've said too much. That's a problem, because like he just said, what happens when we have that thought process, that bad things happen? Are we the only race when we're together that bad things happen? Would he say that about Japanese people in Japan? Would he say the same thing about black people in Nigeria? No, he wouldn't. So I get this idea that he as much as woke as he thinks he is, and he says a lot of crazy shit online, he's not ready to really understand what the issue is. The issue is that biologically, we're tribal people, and we tend to stick together. And at some point, we're going to fight back when we've been told all along, or we're the problem. We keep telling us that we're the problem, and then we look around and all the other groups are doing things that are infecting us. At some point, we're going to snap on that. And the question is somebody like him, is he going to be along with the ride? Or is there something that's just innate about him that he says, I can't do this. I can't assimilate this idea, because when white people get together, bad things happen. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be a short one. Let me know what you think about my thoughts on this. Maybe I'm off. I don't think I am. I think this is what he believes, and this is his idea. Because again, when you've been indoctrinated your entire life, and he probably was on that side, even though he doesn't believe it, that white people are better than everybody else, even though he understands about IQ and all that information, because he says it right there in that 30-second clip, he thinks it's okay for people from other cultures or races to have this, but somehow when white people do it, it's a problem. Anyway, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.